Good morning and welcome to the Fruitful Friday show. My name is Cindy, and once again today we are recording here in the beautiful gardens at Namaskar. And my special guest today is a woman who's very inspirational. Good morning, Lauren, and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Cindy. It's awesome being here in these beautiful gardens.
Yes, and it's such a nice autumn day as well. I think there's no wind, so we're very blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
So I've been following a little bit about your story, and I was so excited when I met you the first time. I just had this radiant being in front of me, and it was this passion that I could feel, coming through. And so I really wanted the audience today to experience that. If you can just share a little bit of your story. Who is Lauren?
Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. I'm a RapidTransformational hypnotherapist. I haven't always been, but I've always been a healer. And I think from a very young child, I started to realize I was different. I was extremely sensitive, and I saw in people what other people didn't. I was able to pick up and see through people's pain and help them through. And that's always been who Lauren's been. I think I tried to ignore those gifts for many years. Went on a developmental journey myself and a spiritual journey to find out who I was at my core. Being a really sensitive individual takes its toll. And through my love for the mind and psychology and spirituality, really found my kind of niche in the world of the gifts that I have and how I can use that to help people transform and heal. So when I was sick and tired of the corporate world, I'd had enough of the patriarchal, controlling space that was the world in the past. We know it's shifting now. I decided it was my time to start to shine. And I took my psychology degree further, and I studied hypnotherapy, became a clinical hypnotherapist, a rapid transformational therapist. So I studied with the esteemed Marissa Peer in the UK, and a coach, a mental wellness and life coach. And that is what I do now today. I work with people to really get them to thrive and live their best lives. So that's pretty much it.
That is exactly why I felt it was so inspirational to have you as one of our guests, because I think because of this amazing shift that's happening in the world, people actually need someone to hold their hand through the process and say, right, this is how we do it. So if you can just take us into like a little bit of an experience, if people come and see you, what kind of things can they expect? What does a session with you include?
Absolutely. So I like to call myself an inner child freedom fighter.
Awesome.
So really the process of RTT is so powerful because it deals with the root cause of your issue. So say for example you're experiencing anxiety, right? Through regression. Now it can go to past life regression, because we obviously know that does obviously impact why we feel the way we are, but very often it's in this lifetime. We go back to the root, the cause and the reason when that behavior began. And it comes most of the time from a wounded child who doesn't have an adult mind, doesn't have a voice, doesn't have a choice, and are just trying to survive, because the role of our mind in our life is to keep us alive, and it does that by moving us away from pain and towards pleasure. So as a child, we don't have an adult way and mind of doing things, so we start to develop different aspects of our personality to help us cope, such as developing anxiety or developing perfectionist nature, so that we don't get into trouble. So the beauty of the therapy that I work with is that we actually, through regression and hypnotherapy, and it sounds way more complex than it really is. It's a very relaxed state where we work with the subconscious mind to go back to the root, the cause and the reason, and to understand, because understanding is power, to understand why your inner child is stuck at that specific moment, why that trauma has been brought into adulthood. And then in hypnotherapy, in hypnosis, we do therapy to literally break those programs that you have created, and to start installing new programs. I call it the upgrade.
That's
right?
Awesome. I love
We can
it.
do it with technology today, we can do it with our cell phones.
Yeah.
But the most important central processing unit, the mind,
Yes.
we haven't realized that we can do it with that.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And with rapid transformational therapy, it allows us to do that.
Sure.
At a subconscious level, and that's where all our programs are sitting, Cindy, our programs that are holding us back. And when we start to live consciously, it's living outside of those programs.
Yes.
Personally, consciously living by your rules, living the way you want to live, rather than letting your past and those programs run you into the future. So really, you know, a session with me involves it's either online or in person. I work with clients around the world, which I love, because, you know, it's a global village now, and all of our problems are the same.
Yes.
So online is also super powerful. You know, you're in your own environment, you feel a lot safer and more relaxed. Have a discovery session with me for an hour where I really get to understand you, understand what is holding you back, what your issues are. And then we go into separately at a separate time about a 3-hour hypnotherapy.
Wow.
It sounds intense, but it feels literally like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Where you really go back to times in your life, you really work with your issue at a very profound level. And then at the end of that, I give you a bespoke recording on the new behaviors, on your new life, what that's going to look like. And then you listen to that for about 21 to 60 days, and that starts to shift your neural pathways to new behaviors, new beliefs. And then about a week after that, we have a conscious coaching session where we make sure we get the conscious aspects of the mind aligned now to the new programs in the subconscious mind, for a whole mind, whole body, whole spirit, whole soul experience.
Wow, that sounds beautiful.
And after that, you know, all my clients have shifted significantly. And sometimes if we haven't seen the shifts that we really expect, or, you know, the problem is really deeply embedded in the subconscious mind, then we can look at another session. I've never needed to have more than 3 sessions with clients for real transformation.
That's quite incredible. Yeah. Sure, so this is quite exciting. I feel like every single adult should be doing this with their lives, because there's a lot of stuff happening that we are often not aware of, and programming, you know, from our childhood. So sure, what a beautiful gift that you bring.
Absolutely beautiful gift. And you know, I think people think, you know, I haven't had major trauma in my life. I only need to be going to a therapist if I've had major trauma. And at the end of the day, all of us have grown up with parents who have their conscious programming, right? And that gets passed down. So every one of us, even if you've had the most beautiful upbringing, have certain aspects that we can improve on. You know, that we can build and we can improve, and we can become more conscious. So absolutely, even you know, clients, if you're feeling, oh, I can't stand up and public speak, you know, and in my job I really have to be able to do that. This therapy can help you, and it doesn't mean you've had a traumatic upbringing. It just means there has been an experience in your life that has created that belief that I cannot speak in public. So absolutely, you know, I use it. I said to you, I had a therapy session yesterday as well. Absolutely, in my life, I'm just absolutely growing and evolving at a rapid pace, because as soon as a block comes, as soon as I'm feeling limited in whatever way that I'm not consciously creating the moment, something's playing in my subconscious mind, I do an RTT session and I whack that thing.
Sort it out.
Sort it out.
So Lauren, I wanted to thank you today for just being your beautiful self and bringing this brave heart and going through all of this growth, really to have the courage to go through it in order to share it with others. So with this, I would like to bless you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That all of your efforts going forward will bear fruit, and that you will continue to be this light for the world. So
Oh, thank
you
you,
very
Cindy.
much.
I get quite emotional. It's such an honor, it's such a blessing, and it's my purpose. And I just thank you so much for seeing the light in me, to invite me here today, and
It's a pleasure.
you know, exposing me to your beautiful clients. So I really appreciate that.
It's a pleasure. So guys, thank you so much for again joining us today and listening to our story. We will be sharing more of Lauren's information in the comments below as always. So we look forward to seeing you guys again next week, same time. And please remember to like and share our videos. And until next week, take care and goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. This is so cute.